Welcome everyone. We're gonna give it some time and let a few folks stroll in, and then we'll get going probably about 8:05. We're so great that we're so glad that you all are here with us. Looking forward to the conversation.
I think everyone can chat in here, right? I guess it'd be pretty cool if you dropped in the chat where you're coming from. I just want to see where everyone's kind of joining from.
That's awesome, everyone.
So I'm based in Tokyo, by the way, so it's Saturday morning for me, 8 a.m.
Yeah, it's
Some people are in the past, some people are in the future.
trying to heal the world as the Earth spins around this planet. Needs a lot of healing right now. Seattle, Pacific Northwest, represent. Yay. Hopefully the snow hasn't been too bad or hasn't started yet back in the Pac Northwest.
Nice, happy hour.
Sweet.
This is being recorded, so even for those who do not attend, or you'll get an email with a nice edited version of this presentation. And thank you for those who are here, so you'll be able to interact with our instructors and kind of get to hear what we're doing in Japan kind of firsthand. So that's fantastic. So nonetheless, whether you're here or not, you're still going to get a copy of this info session. But let's jump in and let's get started. So first and foremost, hello, good evening, and good morning. My name is Hector Silva. I am part of Advanced Design, and I am going to kind of kick things off and MC this part, at least, and before I introduce you to some wonderful people. But first and foremost, for those who don't know, this is Advanced Design. Advanced Design is an organization. We are dedicated to advancing design education. And while there are excellent design schools, there's always room for improvement, and Advanced Design is addressing these gaps. So in 2020, we created Offsite to fill a void in design education. And we recognized that a lot of students were just not adequately prepared for industry. And so we turned that frustration into tangible solutions, which is what we call Offsite, which is probably what you've been seeing online and, on the internet and Instagram and LinkedIn and stuff like that. So why exactly Offsite? Offsite, we are an online program designed to elevate your design skills and prepare you for industry. We offer assistance in various areas, such as mentorship, portfolio advice, technical skills, just general design IQ, business knowledge, even for students who already have jobs, right? And unlike traditional programs, we do not give you a grade, or we don't check up on you or take attendance. We don't hold your hand. This is definitely a partnership. We bring it, and we expect you to also take this seriously and bring it as well. But instead, success here at Offsite is measured by whether you achieve your goals, and so we take that very seriously. And that's what we're here to talk about in this year, beginning of 2026. And even though we've been planning this it's been about a year now, but we're expanding to Japan, and we're very excited. We are approaching the creative legacy with humility and respect that Japan offers. Japanese design embodies a rare balance of restraint and innovation. It's rooted in tradition, material intelligence, and very just thoughtfully, very simplistic. These are values that we seek to learn from and honor while engaging with Japan's, design. And they're deeply human-centered design and robotics, sustainability, soft goods, materials, and all these amazing things that Japan offers. And so here at Offsite Japan, we are inviting participants into this living landscape to broaden your understanding of what design can be. So Offsite Japan is a global extension of our offsite design education programming. And this is going to be really, really fun and awesome because we've never done this before. This is still a 10-week program that is fully virtual, very similar to our regular offsite programming. But it is hyper-focused, deep dive into Japan's design landscape. And for those who want to go even further, there is an optional 2-week in-person experience with workshops and a lot of amazing stuff that we are working on in the background. So that is something for those who are interested to be, boots on the ground the first 2 weeks. But nonetheless, if you don't decide to do that, this program is still fully virtual for the 10 weeks. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Why Japan? I mean, we can go on forever with why Japan, but it really does offer a unique design ecosystem where tradition and innovation coexist at the highest level. From craftsmanship to advanced technology, Japan demonstrates how care, precision, and cultural intent shape product systems, experiences that endure, making it an ideal place to learn. And how can design be both deeply human and globally influential? So we think Japan really is the mecca for design when it comes to shaping everything from objects to technology to craft, food, culture, everyday life. We have access and like, for those who went through design school and you look through design books, you hear a lot of designers such as Okisato of Nendo and Naoto Fukasawa and a lot of visionaries. They're not even designers. There's other visionaries, right? Like Issey Miyake and other global iconic brands like Sony, Muji, Panasonic, Toyota, etc. Like, this is why Japan, right? Like, how do you just not be a part of this amazing culture and design culture? So we're very excited to really come in here and provide you with some amazing resources. And with that being said, I would love to introduce you to some of our instructors. So I'm teaching at Offsite. We also have 2 other US-based instructors, Spencer Nugent and Dominic Montante, who are teaching. But I really want to emphasize our new instructors who are going to be joining us, and they are based out of Tokyo. So we're very excited. So like I said, we're going to feature a dynamic lineup of courses that blend familiar offerings along with brand new classes led by our Japanese-based instructors. So this is where I'm going to have our Japanese instructors come in and introduce themselves and talk a little bit about themselves, but also about the courses that they're going to be teaching and why you should get excited. And perhaps it can also add a little bit to why Japan, right? Because they're living it every day. So it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Anna and Corey and let them kind of go from there.
Hey everyone, it's so great to virtually meet you all, and we're so grateful that you all are here around this virtual campfire with us. So as Hector stated, this endeavor, Offsite Japan, has been a passion project, basically definitely a love effort for the last probably a little bit over a year, Hector. Might be like a year and a half, maybe. It feels almost like 2 years, but meeting in the minds. When I first personally met Hector, Dom, and Spencer, we were meeting up near the park, and we had this interesting conversation talking about the future of education, talking about the disruptive work that they've been doing over the course of their history in North America. And one of the most beautiful things is the same things that we're looking to disrupt within education are very, very relevant to Japan and this region. And so before I dive into a little bit about what I'm going to be teaching, I just want to set some context. There are folks, and I include myself in this gap, that didn't have the means or access to go to a formal design education. I'm an autodidact, and if many of you have probably looked me up on LinkedIn or my Linktree, you've seen my history. You've seen it, the Fortune 100 companies that I've worked at, and the products that I've led, everything from my PlayStation 4, my IP and UXs in PlayStation 5, PlayStation Vita, all the way back to as far as the original iPhone. And, individuals like us, whether you're coming out of a formal university and you're looking to brush up your skills, or you happen to have this inherent amazing innate talent, or you're looking for a mid-career change, this is the incredible group of people. Spencer, Dom, and Hector alone can deliver everything you need. But what we wanted to do with Offsite Japan was open it up to the mystery of what this region offers. And while we're focused in Japan, we will be talking about regional things. And we've got an incredibly fun set of modules that not everything's been announced yet. We're going to be releasing over the course of this year and into next year. We got some fun classes. So with that said, what I'm going to be teaching over the next 10 weeks is monozukuri. And what monozukuri basically means is it's the act of really authentically and deeply, and more often than not, historically, in creation with the materials of creating something that usually is innately analog, historical, and something that's meaningful that someone uses and keeps within their lives. That could be something that is an instrument they use in the kitchen, or it could be a piece of furniture, or it could be elements within an architectural environment. However, what I'm going to be teaching is how do we look at some really amazing, beautiful artifacts that have been created here by some of the legends, and how do folks like yourselves, bringing your own lived experiences, bringing your own world point of view, your own mixed cultures point of view, and looking at those objects, whether they're here in Japan or they're from this region or elsewhere in the world, and rotate your lens so you could see a radically different point of view, and how you might ideate on that. How do you create? Let's just take an example. About 15 years ago, I was talking to one of my best friends in Kyoto, and Yagi-san, who's one of the head designers, famous craftspeople of Kyoto, has historically been making these tea caddies. And while I was working on my round runtable smartphone that some of you have seen in the photos, I had said to him, why isn't your tea caddy intelligent and aware with state-of-the-art IoT edge at that time? Later, he ended up producing that. He created a speaker system out of that same tea caddy with Panasonic. These are just a couple examples of things that we'll be discussing, showing through reference, dissecting, and I'll be working with each of you to create your own project so you can have a unique point of view around that. And so that's a high-level overview of what we're going to be doing within the Monozukuri class. Eisuke, before I hand it over to Corey, Eisuke's not here today. Eisuke, it's a 3-day national holiday. He's traveling, and I just wanted to quickly touch upon his class and why I chose Eisuke to come and join this team of original sort of Japan offsite founders with us. Eisuke is sort of like the Tony Stark of natural catastrophe and disasters. His specialization is if your country has a volcano eruption, a flood, a tsunami, some sort of catastrophic situation, he has or is in process of thinking about designing solutions for it. He wrote and created the Tokyo Tectonic Mega Earthquake Guide for the national government. He's been to the Philippines and dealt with tsunamis. He's worked with water off-bleed reservoir situations in Ishikawa, Kanazawa most recently for the Noto Hanto earthquake. And when I asked Eisuke, can you come teach a class to this amazing set of global people and have them think about in their country? And let's just use the Pacific Northwest as an example. It's very similar to Japan. It's similar to California. They're overdue for Mount St. Helens, wait, not Mount St. Helens, what is it? Mount Tahoma earthquake. You've got a volcano eruption that's due. And so is everyone prepared? Are there the artifacts, the survival products designed? Do they exist? Do they need to be updated? And he's going to be taking you through that point of view, thinking about what type of community, city, state, or prefecture to country level thinking of what is needed, what has been created, and help you add that unique point of view into your toolbox. So I'm going to pause there, hand it over to Corey, and have you talk a little bit about your module, Corey.
Yeah, thank you for setting that up. Yeah, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm Corey. I am a design strategist. I've been working in Japan as a designer for the past 16 years. And within that span, I've been working primarily across tech, but within my career, I've worked from tech and designing for software experience to designing for, say, physical products like furniture or designing event experiences or spatial experiences or content and all these different things. And kind of through that, I've kind of realized that, I have this universal framework of how I think about, design, not as something that creates a tangible output, but as something that creates influence. And that's what I'm going to talk about in my actual module as well. So we're going to go into deep dive into design strategy and why that's more important than ever today. And I think if you're working, especially in innovative sectors, this is going to be something that's really kind of applicable to you. So for example, when we talk about design, most of us think about design in the context of business and think about how we do product to market fit. But for most people who are working in innovative sectors, the challenge is that, most often that the market isn't ready for whatever your product you're building, and the market isn't mature enough for that. So with design strategy, we're going to go into how we actually go and flip that, and how we go to market to product fit, and how do we change the market conditions at scale using design influence to get to tangible business outcomes. So if you're a person who is looking to drive business strategy from design, create a design-led organization, this is a great place to start, because you can take your design execution and you can connect that to, say, business conditions, and you can build strategy and present strategy to stakeholders and things like that. So I'll be breaking down my framework for how you do that, how you think about that, and how you apply it to your own context and build upon that in the future. So that's where I'm working at a high level. So if that interests you.
Thanks so much, Corey. Back over to you, Hector.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Corey and Anna. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to send it back to Anna, because we're going to talk about what, like, for those who join us in person, talk a little bit about the experience and the location and what to expect.
So in the discussions with the team and how do we want to basically manifest Offsite Japan, we're looking to offer Offsite Japan for sure 2 times a year, possibly a little bit more, maybe 3, and we'll see if we could do 4, but 2 for sure. And when we hold these terms, we want to hold community space for those of you that may want to come and spend the first week or 2 weeks with us in person before returning back to your geographies around the world and going back online. And for those that choose to come with us and spend some time with us, we're gonna curate that experience. And so for those that will be joining us here, we're gonna find fun locations that we could be and sort of meet every single day while we're here in person, along with you all that'll be here virtually. Now, that's not to say that those of you that are virtually are going to miss out on that experience. We're going to make sure that the photography, the video, all the experiences and potential field trips that we'll be taking, you all will be coming along with us. We'll be doing field trip reports for all of you, so you could see if we end up going to go visit a factory, other designers here, or just in general, like, what is it like to live here in our daily life during the time? We'll be there alongside of you in real life or virtual. So threat not. And so our partner, one of our spatial partners, Midori So, if you go to midori.so, which is the URL, you'll see their different venues. And they have sites all across Japan. We're going to be, this is, even for me, having lived here for so long, the name of the site is a little bit of a tongue twister. So we're going to be meeting at Bunkyo Ryokuyama. I think I pulled it off there. And it's this beautiful nestled building. And what Midori So does with each of their locations, think of each of their buildings as a little city, and each of the building has a mayor, and the mayor curates the tenants and the culture of the gallery spaces. And most of them have cafes, most of them have gallery spaces. The building that we're going to be in is pretty awesome. Actually, Hector, if you could go back for a second. The building that we're in right now, at the entrance, has a beautiful cafe. So when you show up in person, obviously you can go get your favorite, do the tamago sandwich battle between Lawson, 7-Eleven, and Family Mart. But there's a beautiful cafe on the first floor. We'll be at the very top. And we took over the gallery space where we'll be like teaching remotely and in person, and there'll be access to the roof. So if you want some fresh air, you can go out there. But if you end up coming over in real life, we encourage you to go visit the other Midori So locations. There's also a maker area within this building. So if you want to do silk screening, if you want to do printing, If you want to do, I think they might have laser cut capabilities, but we'll be able to do something fun and make something together, whether it's here or at another offsite location. So within this area, this is called Nihonbashi, and it's near Skytree. It's very central. It's one of the historical areas. If you go to the next slide, Hector, there's lots of things to do as you walk towards the venue that we've chosen. This is one of my favorite personal bakeries and breakfast spots. It's called Parklet. For those of you that are living in America right now or are foodies, this is a former team that came from French Laundry. They went and worked at Tartine. They came to Japan, opened up a sandwich spot, but now they're doing like really good sandwiches and salads and stuff. And Parklet's along the way. They were just also written up inside of the New York Times as one of the best places to have breakfast at in Tokyo. So if you go to the next slide, this is a high-level topographical map. So you could see some of the food from Parklet on the left. You'll notice the map point. That is where we're going to be teaching and living for the next 2 weeks. And you'll notice like the blue line, dark blue line is the route. It's about a 10-minute walk to Parklet. But if you think about it, that distance is 10 minutes. If you walk another 20 more minutes, you're going to hit the palace grounds where the emperor and empress live. And that's a beautiful compound. It's open to the public. It's a beautiful multi-layered, environmental, architecturally, historically castle-like crafted garden. And it's literally maybe that's 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes away on a slow walk from where we're based. Another 15, 20 minutes is going to be Ginza. And you've got the main Tokyo station, which you can hop on a bullet train and go anywhere in the country. So it's a beautiful location. Oh, I guess you're also maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes max to Akihabara, the electric town as well. So we believe we chose a really fun and delightful location. We hope that you feel that way as well. So that's a little bit about the area. And then again, we're here to answer any of your questions on the website. We have our email posted, so feel free to shoot us questions about the location. Feel free to shoot us questions if you need any other details or recommendations, if you do end up deciding to venture out this way to spend a little bit of time with us. And again, you don't have to come out here to spend the entire 2 weeks with us before we go back for the rest of the remaining time remotely. You can come out for half a week, you can come out for a week if you wanted. But we do recommend at least 7 days, a couple of days to get over your jet lag. And then really have fun and then go back and get over your jet lag again and then rejoin us back online. So I'll leave it at that for right now. Again, we're looking forward to both working and jamming with you all virtually, as well as a few of you may end up showing up in real life. Let's definitely play together.
So I think if anyone has any questions, we have the time to answer them, and this can be anything from the actual experience to the actual courses. I know some of you came in a little late, so you might have missed a little of the information that we talked about, but nonetheless, we'll be here probably for the next 10 or so minutes, and feel free. Right now, we could have an open dialogue, so I can stop sharing and we can just keep it super casual. We're kind of here to answer your questions.
Anything and everything. Don't be shy. Ask us anything you're curious about in regards to Offsite Japan. You have to put your questions in the chat too.
Mm-hmm. And I know people get pretty shy with this stuff, so the instructors can also just talk to each other. That's okay as well.
Yeah. So one of the fun things I think that we'll be able to do with one another is going to get art supplies with one another. So if you need to find the best stores to pick up Copic markers or, other writing or drawing or measuring utensils, like we know all the best fun spots. And if any of you are like stationary nerds, like probably most of you are, or definitely I am, it's like, we have the 4 times a year, there's stationary awards to come out here, and check those out on YouTube. But it's always fun to go hunting for those because they are in scarcity and they're like Pokemon. You got to go figure out what store has them and pick them up. Oh, and the Pokemon world is opening up here in Tokyo. The tickets are all gone, Hector. I tried looking for you.
We
next term.
We should have missed, or we should have pushed Offsite to match up with the opening of Pokemon.
Yeah.
World,
I honestly
Honestly,
didn't know until about a week ago. And then I was like, "Oh, are tickets available?" Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Oh, something I didn't mention. So while we do this and create Offsite Japan with all of you, as I mentioned, for sure this year, 2 terms. We may do them back to back. We may spread them out seasonally. I will be honest with you all. I do want to avoid summer here in Japan because it can be brutal. It's like really hot, really humid. But one of the fun things that we're going to do, and we talk about this on the Offsite Japan page, is we're going to be moving it around the country to meaningful and impactful and inspirational sites that will both infuse history, design ethos, have you experience new materials that are in the environment and craftspeople workshops. And so some of those fun locations include Fukuoka, which is the southernmost island, the city that's on the island of Kyushu. Ishikawa Kanazawa, which is known as the rivalry sister city or big brother city of Kyoto, obviously Kyoto, Niseko in Hokkaido. And let me explain why Niseko. So Japan has indigenous populations. There are 2 of them. There's the Ryukyu that's down in Okinawa, and there's the Ainu of the northernmost island in Hokkaido. And the beauty about Niseko is it is the indigenous land of the Ainu population. And there's a lot of beautiful architecture and design projects that are happening there. One of our friends and our partners in some other endeavors, Snowhetta, one of the best architecture agencies in the world, just built some beautiful locations up there. And if we end up going to Niseko, we'll be able to go explore those compounds. And I guess because I said that, I'll sneak a little bit about one of the additional courses that we're planning in an upcoming term is industrial design and environmental design for luxury hotels. And so if you're thinking about designing beautiful furniture or lighting systems or artifacts or environmental pieces, we want to put you in some really unique experiences and share with those of you that'll be virtual what those experiences are, so you can prepare yourself. And those classes, like this one, along with a bunch of others I'm not going to talk about right now, will be taught by leaders in the space. These are people that are designing Andaz, the Ritz-Carlton, Park Hyatt, Nada Hotel. So there'll be a lot of fun things planned for our roster.
yeah, it's really hard to go wrong in Japan. You have, like you said, stationery, you have cars, you have nostalgia, you have technology. It's like pick one and you guys have it, right? And that's design, like this, Jesus. So,
If you like toys, die-cast metal toys. Actually,
Yeah, even modern
all right.
architecture is a great thing as well. So like that's probably a good activity to make me think of if you can do some like architecture spotting for those who are interested.
Yeah. I talked about, I just showed one of my current collected toys, this die-cast metal Gundam from G-Quox. That's the new sort of multiverse retelling of the historical Gundam story. But the team that designed this is the adult toy team. So there's some brilliant executives at Bandai who realize that there's folks like us that want these type of toys that didn't have them when they were little, and they're creating toys for adults. And this demographic is called kidult, kid adult demographic genre, or this fantasy industrial complex, as another friend of mine says. And the Bandai team, these are one of the people that we will be tapping to basically partner with us at Offsite Japan to do a figure toy design series. And the person, I haven't confirmed it yet, the person I'm recruiting for that is the head designer that works on all the Godzilla stuff. So that'll be really fun. And one of the things, it's not going to happen this term, but we want to make sure that we can offer tours out to the Bandai factory. So that could be really fun as well.
Nice. No.
Aside from questions about Offsite Japan, do you have any questions for us and our careers, or stuff that we've worked on, or things you're curious whether or not we'll be covering? Anything and everything. Don't be shy. Feel free to put your thoughts and your questions in the chat window. We're here to share that valuable information with y'all.
Hey, Nicole, can you hear us? Jeff? Jeff, are you there? Nicole, who's here in the chat, says she's too shy, but she was actually my student here in Chicago, and she is now based in Singapore. So it's kind of awesome. She's really, really interested in coming to
Hi,
see me,
Nicole.
most
Welcome.
likely. But we do have Jeff here also. I'm sure I know you guys are here virtually. I don't know, you might be multitasking. Some of you might just be listening, might be working in the background. But Jeff went through our offsite programming, which is pretty awesome. So yeah.
I guess something to say around that for the alum that are part of the offsite community. While we're offering this initial student package right now for Offsite Japan, we do intend to slowly build this out. So we will offer a la carte, similar to what the US site is offering over time. But right now, we want to make sure that everyone can come up to speed at the same level, which is why we're offering everything right now as the student packaging or mid-career change or whatever we want to call it. Upskilling.
Yeah, so if no one has any questions, again, this is being recorded and we'll email this to everyone. So for those who showed up late, but we also have the people who signed up. We have your emails. We'll reach out, and feel free to reach out to us. All of our contact information is on our website. So
also, if you think of a question later, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. I know each of us has a social media following, so we'll keep an eye on questions if you reach out or email. Don't be shy. Yeah, don't be shy.
Yeah, for sure. Just DM us on Instagram, and we'll get back to you with your questions specific about the courses or the program as well. Thank you. We really appreciate your time and spending whatever time in the world it is where you're at with us right now. And we hope you all have a wonderful end of week and wonderful weekend.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see some of you in person as well. So soon. Thanks, everyone.
See you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.